Welcome back to another round of Playing the Wizards with myself, Radagast versus Alatar. And so, when we last left Alatar's company, they are at Lorien, and they don't have a lot to do in their hand. We could pick up an elf stone. That's one thing we could do. We just want to get through the rest of our play deck as quickly as possible and call this council, because we have an advantage, and we don't want to see it shrink. So I think the best way to do that is just go somewhere where there's a ton of wilderness in the sight path, and it's hard to beat Rhovanion with 4 wilderness in the sight path. And we can play major items there, so if that Hallberg happens to come up, we can play that there, and if not, then we'll just play the Elfstone. But before we do that, let's think. We are in the organization phase, and we're in the organization phase, and we're at a haven, so we could play the fellowship. Do we want to shuffle? I like our situation. I don't see any reason to mess with that. We will be going through Reaching Shadow. Now, Reaching Shadow does not, in fact, change the regions listed into Shadowlands. It just means that Shadowland playable creatures can be played there. So we'll still be able to draw these. But yes, we will be traveling through the area affected by Reaching Shadow. So that is a thought. All right, but it's not a big thought. So okay, before we do that though, let's play Fellowship. And let's play Fog. Which means that all free domains are borderlands, borderlands are wilderness, shadowlands are wilderness, and dark domains are shadowlands. Okay, so that means we actually have 5 wilderness in our sight path. 5 wilderness. Okay. So so we play Fog, we played Fellowship, and now we're good to go. We're ready to go to Rhovanion. And we can draw 8, up to 8. Maybe, and we may do just that. Okay. So let's do it. Oh wait, did I untap? I didn't untap. Okay, during the untap phase we untapped. Jeez Louise. All right, that's the most fundamental thing to do first. Yes. Okay. So during the untap phase we untapped, and then all that other stuff happened. Fellowship got played. Fog got played, and now we are ready to head on. Okay, so we can draw up to 8. Amazing. Dark Quarrels, Dragon Curse, 1, 2, Light Drake 3, 4, 5. All right. There's our major item. But it's not. Okay. Unfortunately, Valiant Sword is a horde item, so it can't be played at Rhovanion. So let's keep drawing. 6, Homereth. 7, Galadriel. 8, Lure of Nature. Okay. Let's see what our opponent has in store. Okay, and we can draw 3. Forthy Hastened. Awakened Denizens. Dark Quarrels. Alright. Okay, so, they're headed to Ruin Lair with a troll attack, with an automatic troll attack, 1 with a prowess of 10. So I could make that 2 with a prowess of 10 with Awakened Denizens. Alright, first I'm going to take Unexpected Outpost and play that, and I'm going to bring Balrog of Moria back into the play deck. Shuffle. Okay. And then I'm going to play Awakened Denizens. This is a long event. And so that will make that attack, the number of strikes at all ruins and layers doubled. And then we will play Tidings of Bold Spies. So they have to immediately face an attack that's identical to the automatic attack with all modifiers. So they have to face 2 strikes with a prowess of 10. And so over here we will, let's see, we could cancel that one. We could wait and get there and cancel. I want to do smoke rings. I might use smoke rings to bring the cockcrows into the play deck. And shuffle. This has nothing to do with this attack we're facing right now. I also will use Echo of All Joy to make fog permanent. And then now we're going to deal with the attack. Okay. I think we face this attack. We face this one and then we save Dark Quarrels. I'd like to discard and then get rid of cards as well on top of the discard. So instead of using Dark Quarrels now, I think I'll use it once we're at the site to cancel that attack, that troll attack. So let's see if we can just face this one on our own. I think we will have... If Bjorn faces it, the dogs have to face it first. So let's not do that. Let's have Haldir and Gimli face the strikes. And... yeah. Okay, so Gimli has a prowess of 9. You can't lose. Haldir has a prowess of 4, 5, 6, 7 to beat a 10. He rolls a 10. Okay, so we dealt with that handily. Fantastic. Okay, and then we arrive. Lorien goes back over here. We arrive at Burwidu, and now we need to figure out what we discard. All right, not going to discard any of the corruption. Don't think Scorba is really strong enough at this point, nor is the Light Drake. I think I might just give up on the Elfstone as well. Alright, does that do it for us? Does that bring us down to... Oh, no. No. Dang it. Well... they've got Hormarath in play, so I can't play it until they do. I hate to discard a Nazgul, but I think we will. I think we'll discard Hormarath. Okay. I mean, the Cave Worm is all but useless at this point because they've just got so much prowess. Oh boy. But I've got some cards that can be played with drag, that play off drakes. So that's the theme of the hand. So we're gonna go with we're gonna bring our hand down to this. Okay. And back over here, so they've arrived. What do we do? This is done. What do we do? Oh wait, Tidings of Bold Spies. That's done. It's been played. Okay. So, great. Now at Burwidu, we don't have anything to do here. So, yes. We can't play the Valiant Sword. It is a major item, but like I said, it's a horde item, so we can't play it here. Alright, so then we discard one, and now we're at the end of turn phase, and we can discard one and then bring our... I think we have to make every effort to just keep the hand going. We've got to get to the end of the deck. And then over here, let's discard Lawless Men and see what we can... Okay, New Moon. Alright. And now we are back over here. Alatar untaps, and we are at Goblin Gate with not a lot to do. And so... I think we stay in this configuration. I like it. And I think we just go to Moria. We know the Balrog of Moria is in our play deck, and so if we're going to go to Moria at any point, we probably ought to go now or sooner than later. And so I think that's the play. We just go to Moria and hope something playable comes through. They're getting close to the end of their deck, and they're moving through it so quickly at this point. We'll probably go get Tom next go round just to try and win this, but I think I don't want to be stuck at the Old Forest. So we're going to go to Moria and see if we can make something happen. We draw 2, and because of Alatar's passive, our opponent also draws 2, so let's see what we can make happen. Alright, on the way to Moria. Oh, by the way, Star of High Hope is done. And the sight path from High Pass to Moria is wilderness, quadruple wilderness. Alright, so that Winged Coldrake that's under the summons from Long Sleep is a thought, but Goldberry can cancel. And we have Vanishment. They don't know that, but we have Vanishment. And we have a ton of prowess. And Vilya. Okay, so let's go for it. Muster Disperses. Very nice. And Slayer. Okay. And over here, we can draw up to 2. Lucky Strike. That's great. And Celeborn. Okay. So, they are traveling through quadruple wilderness. All right. So we can hit them with the cave worm, to be sure. We could also hit them with the winged cold drake, though, and that might be the way to go, because attacker chooses defending characters. And yeah, let's do that. Okay, so the Winged Cold Drake swoops down on them, and 2 strikes. Attacker chooses defending character. And oh, wait a second, but we need to. They're gonna cancel that with Goldberry, aren't they? Dang it. Okay. Shoot. Well. We could play the Cave Worm. Maybe they would cancel that with Goldberry, but I think they would just kill it. If I'm being perfectly honest. Oh, man. Okay. Well, I'm not going to be able to do that. The best I can do is play 2 Lures of Nature. So who is the most vulnerable? Elrond has 3. Alatar has 3. Everybody has essentially 3 corruption points, but they've got Fellowship on there. They're going through 4, though, so that's a lot of chances to get them. Okay, let's play 1 on Alatar and 1 on Baratar. Boom. There, yeah, 1 on Alatar, 1 on Baratar. Okay. Now they have to face 4 corruption checks at the end of their movement hazard phase, unless they have something they can do about that. That's all you can do at this point, I think. So let's see how they handle that. So before we get to the end of the movement hazard phase, we face these checks. Dadgum. Okay, I don't know. This might be bad, y'all. So Alatar has 5 corruption points right here. Okay. So it doesn't say who has to face the checks first, so I'm going to say that this team chooses. And so Baratar is going to face his first. Okay. And Baratar has 5 as well. With the +2 modifier, so that's 3, so he gets discarded on a 3 or 2. Okay, I'm going to say that Alatar taps to help him with his first check. So there's 4 checks to deal with, so Alatar taps to help him with his first check. Okay, so Baratar discarded on a snake, guys. He rolls a 9. Okay, that's the first one done. Now Alatar's going to discard Cram. Woo! And untap. I'm assuming that's fair. That's allowed. Let's assume. Okay, so Baratar's second of 4 checks. He will just face it outright. Okay, discarded on a 3 or 4. He rolls a 6. Okay, his third check, discarded on a 3 or 4. This is so nerve-wracking. Okay, let's do it. He rolls an 8. All right, and fourth check, discarded on a 3 or 4. And he rolls a 6. Okay, so Baratar, Baratar made it through the gauntlet. And now we have the most important one, Alatar. Okay, so he's discarded on Snake Eyes, and that's it, thanks to the Fellowship modifiers. And we have a friend or 3 here, and we have Enforthy Hastened, so we've got options. Okay, so if anybody can tap for any of these, they can help him get through it. And so first one, we'll say Baratar. No, I don't want Baratar. Well, yeah, Baratar taps. Okay, so 1, Baratar taps. 2, Orphan taps. 3, Elrahir taps. And on the 4th one, I'm going to play a friend or 3, and there's no way he could lose once with that one. So, okay, phew. Okay, so these guys passed their required corruption checks, and we arrived. And I can play Vilya before we arrive. I'll play Vilya. And we will take, what am I doing? We will take Cockcrows, Vilya, and Cram, and friend or 3. Okay. I don't want to make my deck any bigger than it is, but Vilya is just such a great card, and Cram might help us be able to get the prisoners, and Cockcrows is just always useful. All right, so we're going to put those in, and then I might just play dark quarrels to reduce the number. Oh no, wait, that's not possible. Where are we? If I can play one more, we can draw when we arrive. And I want to be able to do that. I just want to be able to do something this go round, and maybe it's possible. Maybe. I think I've probably lessened the odds that anything's going to come up by doing Vilya just now. But, okay, I'm going to do, and fourth he hastened to, to untap, Elrond here, why not? Okay. Alright. And I'm shuffling. Vilya, okay. Alrighty. So we arrive in Moria and we can't do anything. Okay. So we won't enter the site. And then end of turn phase, we, I think we will, I think we'll cancel. Yeah. Banishment is quite good. Let's just get rid of Dark Quarrels. Okay. Well, no. Yeah. Okay. Banishment. Awaken. Arouse denizens. Okay. Other side. Okay. We don't need buffer. Bard Bowman. All right. Okay.